Hello everybody, here's Vince. Gonna do an audio commentary today. May as well get that started right now at the 15-second mark while I introduce myself. I've been playing Warcraft 3 since the Reign of Chaos beta. Mostly Undead, played quite a few Undead games. Also played Orc quite often, and I've recently started playing Night Elf as well, so I can comment on most races but set human. We'll be viewing this at 1x speed. Fog of War off. I'm probably going to be watching out of Ghost Ops view, mostly. So from the Undead view. Everybody should be at the 15-second mark by now. If not, pause the audio commentary, skip to the 15 seconds, and then just unpause again. So, I'll be starting in 3, 2, 1, unpause. As you can see, right here, the common undead build order: Graveyard, Crypt, Ghoul, Acolytes. Nothing special, but what you should already note is where the Ghoul of Ghost Up is chopping the tree or the lumber. Most people probably just select their Ghoul, send it randomly to the nearest tree, start chopping. He already knows how he's going to build his base, and he knows that tree has to fall, which it right now did. And so now it's not that important anymore where he chops, because that tree is gone, and he will later be able to fit his item shop in there, allowing him an extremely well and nicely built base, which is both extremely hard to enter and extremely easy to walk through for him without main houses blocking his units coming out or his hero getting stuck, stuff like that. The Night Elf view, we've got the typical Ancient of War and Moonwell, which means he's going a neutral hero. Night Elves tend to vary a bit which hero they select, but tends to be the Beastmaster often since patch 1.1.2. Back to Ghost Ops view, you can see that he only built 2 ghouls. This is very normal when you go the Crypt and then Graveyard, and not going Crypt Sig and then Graveyard, as it allows you to get much faster spiders. There he goes, immediately gets his cigarette up, starts building his spider and his Death Knight. Well, already having his item shop being built too. So nothing really special, just will allow him to be a bit faster, plus allows him to build his second cigarette a bit later, because he doesn't need to go over the 20 food limit, thanks to his second ghoul only. Archer sent to the middle to buy the neutral hero by the Night Elf. First spider comes out, first fiend comes out, immediately sends him out of his base, doesn't just start waiting there. This is a good move by him, as he both will see if a racial hero will come down and start solo creeping his very weak green creep spot. He also sends him to scout, since he has enough time to scout one position, the one nearest to the place he's going to be creeping next. It gives him a free scout of the bottom position, almost if he wouldn't meet the wisp, which he then decides to take down, as it will not run away, or since it will have to go kill itself in the creeps, which certainly already gives him one unit advantage, if you will, against the Night Elf. If not game breaking, of course, but goes creeping as fast as possible. Notice also that he already summoned those skeletons before from the graveyard. He didn't first go and creep and then summon the skeletons, he already took them on going out. He also has already sent a skeleton up to scout. He assumes at the moment, if you turn on the Fog of War quickly, that check is at the top right position. He's mistaken there, but that's the reason it's essential to scout. Notice also how he took down the weaker creeps first. Important thing to do. Don't go to the Gnoll Overseer till you've killed the 2 Purgers. They both give you excellent corpse to summon skeletons from. The Night Elf has in the meantime creeped his natural expansion. Already sent wisps down going in to expand. This is very common as Night Elf player, especially if you go Beastmaster and are playing against a Fiend player. Ghost Up knows this out of experience and immediately starts running up towards the expansion without even scouting it, where he expects the where he expects him to be building his gold mine, his Tree of Life, and which he has immediately started now. With that, he immediately attacks it and gains advantage because the knight have had to cancel his, and it didn't really cost him anything. Notice his micro is the skeletons, how way he pulls them away, avoiding the detonate of the wisp. Basically just denying experience to the Beastmaster. Always neat, these small little moves which can, if you count them all together, can make him the game or win him the game. Now he's at 29 food, just finished his cigarette, ready upgrading. Notice now that he starts building a ghoul. You do need 3 ghouls, you just don't need them right at the very start. After you've bought your first upgrade and your attack upgrade, you can build the ghoul. With 5 fins, you have plentiful attack force to go creep and battle pretty efficiently. At least creep, certainly. And so this ghoul is ready now needed for afterwards when he needs lumber to build additional units, heroes. Here creep checks him. I'm not quite sure what scent gave him the initiative to walk down there. Perhaps he was expecting an expansion on the other side, which is then not true because the Night Elf did what they tend to do pretty often, which is re-expand where they just cancel their expansion. I would call this also one of the bigger mistakes Ghost Top already did in this game. He did not scout that expansion again. He has no idea it's building, when it is a pretty common Night Elf thing to do. He could have walked up there and cancelled it again, which would have helped him massively. Notice how he immediately starts building his Lich as soon as he hits tier 2 and the Slaughterhouse. He does not upgrade to tier 3 yet, there's no need. A lot of undeads pretty much rush to tier 3, well, not so much when they build spiders, but still it is not commonly decided by some players if they first upgrade or first build a Slaughterhouse. Well, he builds a Slaughterhouse first anyway. Notice how he did not get lured into the base of the Night Elf, but stays outside. He does not want to fight him at night, and especially don't want to fight him in his base at night, when he has Wisps, Moonwells, and Ancients, plus a faster respawn rate thanks to his units popping right out of the houses there. He will rather run away. He scouts quickly with his DK. He now saw Wisp going down, and so he expects the expansion coming up. He sees it, catches it, but now it is too late. Notice the Lich in his base bought a skeleton rod and a mana potion upon coming out. So he didn't just walk him up without any use, he used that. Notice also how he had DK in the front there, allowing him to scout, since the DK should not be hitting the Tree of Life, since it will just take useless damage. His damage to the Tree of Life will be like 20 more. This allowed him to run away here instead of having to teleport, because otherwise the Night Elf would have walked right into his back. Now he saw him coming and could move his friends before, which now made him, unluckily enough, thanks to the stun, lose 1 spider. But still, he could have gotten away with nothing lost if he would have been lucky, and I would have definitely saved him a TP. While other players might have fought that one out and lost the spider, killed an archer, and then teleported, which is something he doesn't want to do when the Night Elf has an expansion and he needs to keep all his units alive. His Lich joins, gives the mana potion to the DK, and then starts battling. Notice how I focused the Naga, since she was too far up front, has no form of teleporting or healing, and is an extremely strong unit for the Night Elf to help focus fire, so he needed to move her. Now he starts focusing the archer. Notice how he uses rally points. He starts killing the archers and uses burrow on his spiders, which is extremely practical since the Night Elf has no form of revealing at the moment, meaning he can save those friends. He also coils archers and burrows his fins, spiders. I'll just call them spiders, it's easier. I really can't pronounce that word very well. Notice how he now starts focusing the Naga again. This means basically for him that she cannot focus fire his statue, saving him the frost arrow on his statue, and he may just get it away if he's lucky. I know that he will not. And he calls the Naga and kills her, resulting in a major advantage for him, even though his army was actually not in any way superior to Czech's. And Czech had archers and summons. He also moved his acolytes to try and save the statue, but to no avail, but he tries every single little micro move possible to him.